Hey Zach, I just wanted to take you through your week really quick. First and foremost, this week is going to be a pretty big jump up again in intensity and sport specificity and everything. Um, First and foremost, make sure you're ready to make adjustments as we go. I don't think anybody, especially you, has the luxury of just plowing their way through training without paying attention and adjusting. You've done a good job of that this past week, and I want you just to make sure that you're continuing to do it with your schedule and the demand on your work and everything. I think it's just something that you're going to have to play with the entire time. Walking through this today, you're going to do that cruisy run we talked about. Then tomorrow, we're going to hit the throwdown number 20, which is that row burpee broad jump. I gave you a pretty solid target. I think it's doable. I think you could be under that 545 mark if you're aggressive and don't get no rep and everything. Then we're going to do some gymnastics, volume accumulation work. This is just to be treated like an EMOM here. I don't think my goal for you is to really crush this like a Metcon, but I want you to start making sure that we're working back towards accumulating some of the bar gymnastics in concert with other movements. The double under here I think is probably the best. One thing that I will caution you though is that a lot of people have had issues with their shins after the burpee broad jumps. And if you feel like your shins or calves are getting a lot of feedback, adjust these double unders to some cyclical movement. And make sure you're ready to adjust this track session so we can move this to a different day if you're getting really bad feedback on your shins or calves after the burpee broad jumps and double unders. This session mimics one of the workouts we did at the Games Camp this past summer. 800-meter run, 30-yard plate push. This was a brutal workout, absolutely taxed people's cardiac output. And we did notice that the larger, more hypertrophied athletes like Noah and Chandler, they were more negatively affected by this plate push in their runs than some of the longer, leaner athletes like Travis and Josh. Moving forward, we're also going to play with some handstand walking, but moving forward to the next day, I've got some drills. These are just flow type drills so we can start to move away from the really strict warm-up routines that we've been doing. I want you to play around with these, figure out what works, what doesn't for you. Then looking ahead, we're going to continue our weightlifting development, going snatch from blocks. I want these to be below the knee or at the knee, so a little bit lower than last week. I know we talked about working high. I just think it's important for us, if you are going to do the open, to start working our way down to the floor. And then some very slow snatch deadlift, conservative start. You can build your way back up from there. Then some pretty basic barbell cycling. This actually will get tough. Starting at 115 probably won't be that hard, but it's going to get pretty tough. And then we've progressed to some progressive depth handstand push-up work. So we're actually going to, the goal is for the day to get you all the way down to the floor. So we'll see how this flows, especially after going overhead here and going overhead here. Also going to fix my typos as I go, since you've called me out on my typos before. Then finally, if we look ahead, you got your active recovery. This should be a low running session, just a very easy recovery day. Then some new prep work for squatting. So our goal here is to build to a good, solid technical triple on squatting. I just want you touching the deadlift, even though it's got the same prescription here that the front squat does. I really just want you to pick up some weight from the floor, especially since we're going to be doing potentially the open. So I want you to make sure that you're getting some weight off the floor and then some shoulder pressing strength. Then we go into another gymnastics volume accumulation session. We've got our toes to bar, chest to bar, bar muscle up. Double unders are the cardio driver here. And then we've got some movement variants with the dumbbells. Just a new movement, double dumbbell, hang power clean and jerk between the legs. This can be shifted to a single dumbbell, hang power clean and jerk based on how you're feeling and how your back and neck and everything are feeling from the week. This should be fine since it's that single dumbbell. And then we're going to hit a pretty solid wall ball row tester. I think there's a decent chance we might see a repeat of this in the open, so I think this is a good chance or a good opportunity for you to hit that. Outside of that, I think that's it for the week. Just make sure you're willing to adjust Make sure you're not pushing yourself not pushing your mechanical systems too far. You're free to push your energy systems as far as you want. Outside of that, man, let's have a great week.